Welcome to this video. Welcome to this Monday. It's super hot. Yesterday I was in Milan to see my very first actually bodybuilding contest ever, which is crazy because I've been not into bodybuilding in sense of like competing, but I've been into bodybuilding as a fan, and also of course I saw so many people that were gonna take a contest for years, and I never really saw a contest before. And so yesterday with a friend, he told me like, look, this is this thing in Milan. So we went and see it. It was actually cool. But in the evening, we went to eat in STK, one of my favorite restaurants. And then after we were outside a little bit and see if we're gonna drink something or somewhere. But it was like 31 degree at 12 o'clock. We didn't actually we didn't go anywhere at the end, but it was 31 degrees, so it's like super humid, super hot. And let me know if you are in the world, if it's also so desertic weather where you are. Today we're going to talk about what does it really mean to have a metabolic transformation after 40. We know that after 40 things becomes harder and harder, and you see this all the time. You see this transform yourself in this challenge, 6 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever the case is. We see this do this diet that is going to basically transform your body. So, excuse me, what does it mean to have a transformation? It's not really about a challenge, and it's not really about cutting off food or food groups, and it's not even about punishing your body or metabolism, but basically to figuring out why does it stop the metabolism in your 40, but why does it stop working for you? Okay, what really is the cause that basically obviously there is I like to call it three root causes. Each root cause comprises a bunch of situational and reasons, and chances are that where you are in your 40 at the moment, if you are in your 40 or 50 or even after, it is not only about one of these things. It's probably a combination of all three, or at least partial parts of all three. So obviously we have metabolic adaptation. Okay, your body detects stress and changes, and it's basically coming into a survival mode mechanism, which is basically like always downshift your things that you're supposed to do. Instead of going fast and going efficiently, you're no longer able to really consume the fat or the carbs efficiently, and then you start putting stuff together like mechanism, like slowing stuff down and to give the energy to things much like your organs and your brains and your heart. And when it's so hot like today, you feel like you have brain fog, is because the energy, if you're not able to use the energy properly, your metabolism compensates. That's a way, right, to actually compensate. Of course, when you have to lose weight, we know that the fat we have on our body it's a lot of energy, but instead of actually burning this fat off efficiently, your body uses this energy to give to the organs, right? So that's one way. Okay, if you keep losing weight efficiently, your body down regulates everything so that you lose the weight less efficiently, because it needs that energy to give to the rest of your body, like I said before, to your organs, most important things. Then of course there is the number two, is the hormonal chaos, right? Whether it's a pregnancy or plus pregnancies, whether it's a perimenopause or menopause, whether it's like I said, a season of life changing, whether it's an actual things like insulin resistant, PCOS. PCOS, by the way, is nothing more than combination of high cortisol, insulin resistant, and the sex hormone changing, right? Basically, like all this, and again, we're not going to go into a science and a clinical of it, but it's basically all this is compensation and hormonal shifting, right? When you get to PCOS, when you get to thyroid issues, when you get to sex hormonal issue, like perimenopause or menopause is a season of life, and when you get to those kind of things, usually is because it's detectable in your blood and there is an actual problem. Okay, there is an actual problem that if you don't fix, it's gonna be not only momentarily like hot flashes, like brain fog, like low energy, like high cravings. It's gonna be almost like impossible to get out unless you actually get out of it. Because if you don't get out, I mean, to lose weight, you need to cut off the calorie. If you don't cut off the calorie because you have so many cravings that you eat, you cannot get out of it. And the more the more insulin resistant you become, the bigger the belly fat becomes. The you know the thing. That's why a lot of women tell me I'm not really fat, but I have this belly around my waist. I don't know what to do. It's very hard, right? So we need to figure out, is it for insulin resistance? Is it for stress and so forth? And so kind of like we need to, again, break the vicious cycle. And again, it's not easy. It's not as easy as saying just eat less, right? And then of course the last thing, but not least, is compensation and burnout. Overexercising, undereating, skipping meals, doing diets, and that creates your body detects this as a danger, as a stressor, and that of course the stressor becomes higher, like I said before. And whether it's stress because you are, you know, in a workout, which is positive, it should be positive, or whether it's a diet, or whether it's a real stressor, like, you know, you have to fly somewhere and you'd like to fly, whether it's a stressor of something that happening to you, whether you feel like you're sick, whether you have something going on with your family or, you know, or partner, or whatever the case is, your body detects this as a stressor, and then the sleep is impacted, and they interact with each other. Like everything is kind of like, is almost like molded together, and it doesn't allow you to actually get out. Now, if you know, one thing that I'd like to do right now is, like, if you like to comment down below, quiz, and I send you over an assessment that kind of like we're gonna be able to see which one of these three is really more indicative to your situation, and also we're gonna be able to see, are you actually stressed with your metabolism? Like, your metabolism might be okay. Is a metabolism assessment, and we're gonna, you know, kind of like, I can actually make after a video for you, a Loom video personalized, telling you your situation. Now, there is a hold belief that probably got you here, that, you know, I cannot no longer lose weight on my 40 because I eat less and I exercise more, and I used to lose weight and now it doesn't work. Because, in fact, this is exactly what's happening. Your body, the more stress it is right now, the more danger it feels. It's going to make it harder for you to lose weight. So now, the real belief that needs to happen after your 40 is like, to lose weight on your 40, I need to make my body safe, and I need to fuel my body, obviously, and of course I need to create the and I need to create the body to be hormonally supported. This is basically what needs to happen. Now, what's gonna happen on Monday, in a week from now, I'm gonna give out a masterclass, a workshop, telling you exactly, you know, the 4 phases of our system, and making you understand in which phase you are at the moment, whether you need to break the weight plateau, whether you are ready to lose weight, and the speed of weight loss, right? And then of course, how can you avoid regaining the weight, and then how can you keep it off for good? It's gonna be a extensive masterclass. I'd like to say 60 minutes, but probably, in all fairness, it's gonna be an hour and a half. And you're gonna be able to ask all the questions in the war. Like the last time, I don't want to make the replay available at the moment. I want to really prioritize the people that come inside, you know, the masterclass. But if anything, there is going to be ever a replay, which I'm not honestly sure, depending if we're gonna record it or not. There is not gonna be the gift that you can come get live. Meaning, like, when you come and getting live, I'm gonna give away. I think I'm gonna give away the second chance program this time. Okay, so I'm gonna give you away a program that, you know, helps so many ladies beat emotional eating, control cravings, and it was the first iteration of the program that provided so many transformation, including Marissa, Pilar, and all these people. I'm gonna give away completely for free all our guides, okay? So our reset guide and everything. And I'm gonna make this thing available when you show up to a replay. You're gonna get the links when you actually show up. I'm gonna put it in the chat, and you can download it and you can get it for free. I'm not, if ever there is a replay, I'm not gonna give the stuff away. Like, you're more than welcome to purchase them, but you know, I really don't like anybody to pay for them, you know, especially because we are giving them away. So come to that, invite a friend. You're gonna see down here, I'm gonna put a link, which is basically gonna take you to this event up there, and you mark yourself as going. If you are in this group, you're gonna click the link and you're gonna automatically get there. Okay, so mark yourself as going in Zoom on Monday, and I'm gonna talk to you soon. Bye-bye.